Advice to a man who has recently discovered that his wife used to be a man.
In the mother's womb, her gender was not determined. What to do? If now she's a full-fledged woman, what's your problem?
I'm going to ask you to give advice. All these stories are real. Sadhguru, your advice to the son of a farmer who wants to sell the farmland and move to the city. What would you advise him to do?
Do it.
Do it.
It's a bad thing for the country, but individual life is also important.
Yeah.
You can't talk about country and sacrifice people, all right?
Yeah.
Country is not a geography, country is people. 28 farmers are committing suicide in this country every day. That means more than 1 per hour is committing suicide. And this is the case if a young man wants to sell his land and make a life in the city, which all your parents or yourself have made, isn't it? Hello? At some point your parent or grandparent was in the village, now you move to the city and you're happy. If not happy, at least you're better off. I'll not address the happiness part. You're better off than being in a village. If that boy wants to do that, why will I stop him?
This successful Indian businessman has been invited to meet the King of England. Should he bow?
He shouldn't go to the meeting.
He shouldn't go to the meeting.
Yeah, because if that is their policy, that if somebody comes to meet the king, you must bow down, you don't want to bow down, just don't go there. You go there and try to break their tradition. Why?
So your advice to the talented young engineer who has gotten a job at double the salary abroad, should he leave his parents and move, or should he stay at home with his family?
She is going. This is not a rule, you must go, you must stay. It depends, right? If you think you're going to go to some other country and create something fantastic or learn something wonderful, it's different. You're just going there only because salary is double, I would say stay back. But if you're going there to learn something, to gain experience, to create something where that possibility is not here, you must go. They're two different things. Don't sacrifice life for a living.
Okay. Your advice to the kid graduating college who says no to a full-time job because she wants to be a fashion influencer on social media.
Well, if she's so stylish, why not?
Okay. Your advice to a woman who is married in a house where the mother-in-law and sister-in-law fast for Karwa Chauth but she doesn't want to.
She has to read the Harvard Medical School intermittent fasting and she will do it. She won't do it for Karwa Chauth, it has to come from the right source.
So your advice to the economy's most powerful unit, the DINK, double income, no kids. So your advice to a DINK who says, children are a selfish act and the act of having a baby can never be selfless.
See, if you are a couple of tigers, I would say please reproduce because they're endangered. Human species is not endangered, it's your choice whether you want to do it or not.
Okay.
I actually instituted an award for all those young women who are healthy enough and they can have children but they chose not to have children, I'm giving them an award.
Super. Okay. Your advice to a college student who wants to come out being gay to his father but is nervous the father will stop paying his college fees.
So, but you see, nobody tells when you're young, you did not tell all the truths about you. Even if you did not have that kind of aspect, you never told your father everything, come on, be honest about it. So, it's up to you.
Okay. Your advice to the Pandit whose 13-year-old son says he's an atheist.
That's a good way to start to be a Pandit because I started at the age of 8, 9 as an absolute atheist. graduated into becoming an active Naxalite movement at that time, because it's very important that you don't simply believe something because somebody told you something. Well, when you're young, you tend to disbelieve, but if you mature, the important thing is you should neither believe nor disbelieve. The atheist and theist means this, both are in the same boat, pretending to be in two separate boats. Both of them believe something that they don't know. This is all belief system means you're not honest enough to see what I know, what I do not know, I do not know. If this much if you bring in humanity, what I know, what I do not know, I do not know. If you bring this, a whole lot of conflict will go down. My whole effort is this, to move people from religion to responsibility.
Sadhguru, your advice to a man whose wife insists on using her family's last name for their child?
Depends who the family is.
Advice to a man who has recently discovered that his wife used to be a man.
Oh, whoever your wife was, at one time she was a baby, what to do? Hello? And at one time in the mother's womb, her gender was not determined, what to do? If now she is a full-fledged woman, what's your problem?
Okay. Your advice to a woman who discovers that her husband is gay after many years of marriage.
What makes you think I dare to advise a woman?
Your advice to Putin.
I think he's done great for his country. Well, mistakes people make, but mistakes are made because there are historical emotions and stuff going on. And because whoever controls the media, they control the narrative. The other side of the… we have a large following in Russia and in all those Central Asian countries. Many Russians even now coming, a lot of them staying in the yoga center and traveling with me and all this. Their experience of the war and their experience of the whole situation is very different. I'm not trying to say they are right and somebody else is wrong. All I'm saying is, I don't take sides in war because goddamn war is wrong, not the question who is wrong. Hello? The question is not about who is wrong, war is wrong. We're using technological empowerment to decimate each other, that is wrong. So I don't take sides in the war.
What advice would you give Zelensky?
Should go back to his old profession. No, because in this personal stuff, the number of people getting killed, what is it? Whole male population of Ukraine will be gone, and if the… see, Russia has the endurance to fight this for another 10 years or 20 years. If you continue for another 5-6 years, hardly any male population in Ukraine will be left. That river we crossed, they were gloating about it. So the Russians said, the average life expectancy of an Ukrainian soldier is 48 hours. That's all they will live if they cross this river. And that's a fact. I'm saying, what are we just burning up young people? For what? What are you going to get?
So they should
You
put down their weapons and let Russia take over?
No, you should sit and talk. We will not talk. It's not good. We must talk. When there is a conflict, we must talk to resolve it. Everything will not be resolved immediately, but we must open that thing. I'm not willing to talk, means where will it go?
Your advice to Netanyahu? And Netanyahu, Israel's
You
Netanyahu.
trying to get me into trouble?
No, not at all. What's your advice to a Jew living in Jerusalem?
Well, in a short span of time, you made a great nation, which everybody appreciates and everybody wants to go to and everybody seeks advice and technology and other things from that country. But if you don't manage a few things well, all this can go.
I don't think you're going to answer my last two, but you have advice for Modi?
He is not someone who needs advice.
Do you have advice for Rahul Gandhi?
Nobody's asked me, so